Hello, my TI family. This is Robert Stanson with the reverse polarity magnet helmet and unisex cup. I also have a couple other parts coming out. I found a cheap distributor for Moo Metal. I've done some testing, and what I'm gonna I have out is a Moo Metal insert cap that will go inside your baseball cap, and you put it underneath, and you wear it for during the day, and that's all you got to wear. It should protect you throughout the day. Also, because you really want to protect your brain. That's the mainframe in the body. If you think of any strategic attack, will obviously go to like the headquarters for, like, say, military and out in the field. If they want to destroy someone's, take their power out, they go for the freaking powerhouse. If you want to destroy or hack a computer, you go for the mainframe. And what runs our body is our brain, and that's very important, because once they start hitting constantly to your brain over and over and over every day, that's going to start weakening the system, and thus it's going to you're going to start feeling it, and as you grow older, it's going to get worse. Okay. Don't waste your time. Go ahead and shield your body or whatnot, but concentrate on shielding your brain first, and then you could start thinking about fighting these people. And that's where I'm at right now. I've 2 years, and I'm back to normal. It's a miracle. It's awesome. All the induced thoughts. It's my own thinking now. I could tell every great little once in a while they throw in something, but my brain's so healed, and I'm so focused and centered because of the reverse polarity magnet helmet that I can function like a normal person. I start to see things a lot differently. I don't feel like I'm a victim, and I'm able to take care of it and multitask, and handle my business, work, and do whatever I need to do. And it's awesome. It's not super perfect, but from being in a ball every day and just barely able to do anything. Literally hardly anything. Eat, grab some food, eat, and like a little freaking mouse, in the corner, hiding in the shadows. And that's no way to live. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that you gotta shield that brain. It's gonna get worse, and it's gonna get to a point when you're just old or tired of it, and your brain is just so weak or susceptible to every attack they give you, and you can feel it everywhere in your body. Because their energy, they need your brain and your body. So if you cut them off from your brain, whatever hits they do in your body is really nothing, because it's millimeter waves. And another thing is that electricity, it will go through the weakest point, towards the ground, and if you got injuries, it's going to go to that point, and you're going to feel it. And when you get older, your body breaks down, and this will break you down. This is the best way to stay healthy. So anyways, I discovered some Moo Metal, and I also discovered that for in order to shield something properly, the minimum is skin depth. Skin depth is about there's like an equation if you want to do the math or whatnot, but I just go with what they have. And that's about 0.010 mils. And that's what I gotten for everything, like I'm building a helmet now, but I don't know how thick that is. Just give you that sound. Some people could tell the thickness by the sound. That's some thick stuff. And I have to. The thing about Moo Metal is that what it does is that the energy will hit it, and because it's magnetized metal. And it has nice shielding properties within it, what it happens is that the energy will hit the sheet, and it will roll off the edges. It will come off the edges just like rain. You can never block it and never stop it, but you can redirect it. Okay, and that's why I have the Moo Metal, and then that's why the magnets works as well, because it sends off its own frequency. And not only that, it's got its magnetic, and so if they're hitting you with magnetic pulses with radiation pulses and stuff like that, then it's just like the Earth. The Earth's magnetic pull reflects the radiation from the sun. Okay, bam. I mean, simple science there, and and it does the same thing with the radiation from them. From weakening your brain and damaging with the swelling as well. What you have to do with the helmet, you have to cut in pieces. I mean, you can't really mold it. But here's what I got. The best thing is that you have to work it like a house roofing tiles. Okay, now I'll show you here. Now see the inside. See, I got this one lined up, but I have to match it with the outside, or the outside as well. It's too close. Outside as well. Okay, with the outside, you have to start from the very end. You start from the very end, of the helmet. Let's get a better view here. Okay, you start from the very end of the helmet, and then you work your way up. So that way the top, it will be like a roof shingle, so like the energy will flow off and it won't get inside. The inside, you have to build from the inside up, and that way the energy rolls off, from the inside. So if it's that powerful, in the 5G, it's gonna hit and roll off, and then just like rain shingles, it will just ting 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 ting, come right off, and it goes to the end. What I'll do on like say the tips, is that I'll butt them together. It's hard to see because I got all this stuff on it. Let me take this one's probably dry, and this one too. It's a pain in the butt. And then see what I'll do here is that I'll bend this up. I'll bend it up, facing up, and that way the energy will be just like a rain gutter. It'll come off and I'll round it, and it will go, won't go towards me. The only reason why I'm building this, just to 5G's coming out, and also I want it super strong. I want top shielding for this helmet, because once I discover things, I want to try it out, and at least I'm hands on, and what I do is and plus I got magnets, so I can get those hard spots and stuff, and I'll shave that off. And what else I got to do is get you a better shot. So that looks pretty good there. And then what you got to do is you got to freaking take some soldering, the light soldering, and then see. Get you a better shot. All right, I'll get some light soldering after I clean these up, and then I'll solder freaking the ends and stuff all the way around, just to give it a nice seal. That'd be my personal thing, but you could take like some shielding tape, but from the place from Moo Metal, that place, when you look up the price on their Moo Metal tape, that you put on whatever they say, you could butt it too, but I ain't taking that chance. I'll overlap it. But I just want to make it a little extra because I have it shingled, so it really shouldn't matter, but I'm going to do it anyways. And, just to make it nice and clean and stuff. And I mean, hey, I'd rather not something leak through, I don't know. That's just my little thing right now. And, just being tedious and, and I'm a perfectionist. So, I mean, if I got ideas and I want it done right and I want it done correctly, I get it done. I don't cut corners. And what I'll do is, I'll slap some, and I got to take a hammer, Oh, I can switch it. There I am. And then what I'll do, oh shoot, I just took pictures. Never mind, I can't. Okay, then I take a little ball peen hammer. I mean, you can get body shaping tools and stuff, and then some clamps, some plastic clamps or whatever, and a little rubber mallet, and oh shoot, I'm looking for that. And then also I'll take like a heat gun from like Harbor Freight, and then so it dries faster, and then and it dries this stuff right here. This stuff is best. I tried everything for like spray glue to all kinds of glues or whatever. But I grabbed some caulking. It's not caulking, but some construction glue. This stuff is really good, and as long as you lock it down, and I mean you're set. With this helmet I got here, is I went ahead. I'm not really too sure how. I'm sure that this paint is good, but what I want to do with this one, other than the was it Magneto Gold? That's the copper grounded helmet. The only problem with the copper helmet is what I discovered is that when you have it unplugged, the energy will build up, and I got that confirmed by another TI that she has the same helmet over in the UK, and then that's how I figured out how her ground wasn't proper, at her house. So she has to get a wire and then put it on, attach it to her water heater, and to a grounding spot, and because she was telling me the same thing. There's buildup, in the top, and I noticed that one night when I was sitting there watching the football game, and freaking, I was just like, damn, what the heck? And I wasn't plugged in. I was like, why is that buildup? And I was kind of hurting that day, anyways, and just hanging on because I was tired, and then and it was just building up. But I would go in the room and I'd plug it in, and boop, it would flow to the ground. I mean, it's a great helmet. I use it presently until I start testing the. This one right here is going to be called Magneto 6 Mu. Short for Mu Metal. So and it's going to be badass. That energy should be able to hit that and then go a different direction. And then what I'm going to do on this one too, and I'm going to spray some reflective paint. They do have some of this stuff right here on the top, and it should help with deflecting mirror. I got mirror spray and Rust-Oleum, and then it should be able to deflect, because I know with mirrors it helps out, and it will a lot of the energies like laser light power. What's that, infrared or whatever? And anyways, it doesn't hit you as well, and it reflect it back to them, So I mean, that's a plus, in a convex manner. So that means that one person hitting you, and it will go, many directions. I'm just adding that, I mean, what the hell? Every little bit helps. And then I got some governmental, or whatever you call it, T98, some shielding paint. It's pretty nice. I haven't really tested it out yet, but what I did is I sanded down this helmet, and then and then I painted about 4 coats, but I added that Russian geez, let me see if I can get that for you. I heard some good things about that Russian material. It's like a stone type whatever. Shungite stone powder. I added that with the paint. Do about like a two quarter teaspoons, and then mix it up really well. But I heard some great things. I saw one of their stones, and the person put it by the meter by a microwave when it was on, and the freaking the energy from the meter, I mean, from the microwave, freaking was like down, like, I don't know, four mega whatever the hecko. And I was like, well, that's pretty amazing, you know. And it reduces some of that negative energy, or radiation and microwaves. So I'm like, well, why not mix it in the paint and put it on a helmet? So I put that on, but be careful because that T98 paint, alpha paint, is freaking $298 for that small bottle. I mean, it was only because he gave me a deal, you know, because of my projects. Also, oh yeah, one thing that I'm coming out with is something for wear around the day that's light, and also that, you know, for older TIs, and as well as, you know, out and about, is a Moo Metal baseball cap insert, and so it will go inside your ball cap, and you wear it around wherever, and people won't even notice. And you know, oh yeah, another note, the helmet. I'll put some magnets on this one too, so don't worry. That thing's gonna be, you know, pretty butt kicking. You know, they won't even I mean, right now they can't even touch me, and I'm so healed that nothing affects me. Their energy don't affect me at all. You know, I could tell when they're trying to hit me because I could see the light or whatever. You know, because they really sprayed chemtrails yesterday, big time. I mean, they're hitting us hard. I went outside and you know, took a laser, you know, stars and stuff like that. You know, because you know, they're fake. Try it out sometime, and you know, but what I'm saying is it keeps them at bay, and they'll learn eventually. They will, and they have been. But anyways, besides the point. Just a little bit of resistance, you know. Always refuse, resist. But what I'm getting at is, and also with the Moo Metal, is that I'm gonna make a sheet, and it's gonna be kind of expensive, and then I'll put like an old sheet. I'll make it like about 5 by 6 foot long, and I'll get and I'll take a blanket and I'll glue the pads up against the Moo Metal, and then put the blanket and then sew it all the way around, and make it really nice. So at night I can put it over my body. I'm gonna test that out, and I know it's gonna be good. It's just that, I mean, hey, I don't have to deal with their body hits or jolts or anything like that anymore. But if they want to decide to freaking hit me anyways, and I can just put that blanket over and like, go away, and it'll just protect me, period. Because either way, that energy and that radiation and everything, will gradually, you'll get little bits of it. It's just like the cell phone towers and whatnot. You know all what I'm talking about. And also coming out with a chest plate for people that get the heart palpitations and stuff like that. And it's gonna be nice. I'm gonna put leather buckles and just gonna have a strap right here and a leather strap right here that you can cinch up like a belt, and it'll go around the heart chest and the back end, and then it'll come from the sides, so that way you protect your heart. And the reason why I came up with this, remember, 0.010 mil is the minimum. You can get higher, and if you want to shield your home, if you got some money, go for it. But you if you want to go for like one sheet, hey, if you want to go, crazy on it, and you just really want to shut a lot of things out, get about 2 layers put on. Make sure you have an air gap. The same thing for these helmets. I also have an air gap because I spread the caulking glue, in zigzags, and I make sure there's air spots in between, and I don't push it down and hammer it all the way tight. That way it has that air gap in between. So that's another note to remember. Also, I made a good deal with the company that sells the magnets that I love. I mean, they're cheap. Magnets they're only 8.8 pounds pull. But if you want something like that's like powerful magnets, I also found a guy that he'll sell them to me. But I mean, you're gonna spend $600 for about 650, 700 magnets. But hey, those things are 18-pound pull, and those things are bad. I already made 2 orders, and wow, it's going to be a little heavy because they're 3/4. I mean, they're 3/4 wide, almost the same width, pretty much as 20 millimeters. Actually, it probably is, and but it is a 1/4 inch thick. So I mean, for people that are willing to take the weight, like me, I mean, shoot, anything to shield away from the BS, and you know, I mean, trust me, I hear TIs every day on Facebook, and they're in pain. A lot of people are in pain every day, get hit every day, all day. And I remember this, but one thing I don't remember is is just the feel of it, because but I know it was horrible. And I mean, now if I think about it, yeah, but I tend to forget when people are talking to me, and then I expect some, a little more out of them, and then I think, wait a minute, I mean, these people really are getting nailed and broken down, and it's like, some of them I just want to shake, wake up. I mean, you got to shield your brain. That's just plain and simple. And it's common sense, and of course I got some haters, but whatever. I'm not even gonna feed into it no more, because basically they're wrong, and I'm 100% right, and I'm in Boy Scouts honor. I can put that on anything. Also, I think I showed you everything. That'd be the construction with the Moo metal. It'll be a little bit harder for the Magneto 6 Moo. And please, if you're building the Magneto 5, as far as I'm concerned, it's still a good helmet. It still shields, but the magnets itself is not powerful enough to be able to shield completely. I mean, to be able to be more powerful in deflecting. If you want to just build just that and not put the copper, because the copper you have to be grounded, so you can't move around. This one you can move around because it's Moo metal, and it will it'll redirect the energy in a different direction. But if you want something powerful, get the magnets that are 18-pound pull. Let me know on the comments. I mean, I don't have the guy's information on hand, but I mean, you will spend about $600. I mean, yeah, if nothing's cheap when it comes to saving your life and something that works. Everybody knows that. You want to buy quality, not freaking quantity and cheap. But I've got requests. How can we have the magnets cheaper? And that's the cheapest I can get them. And for the strength those are, they're pretty much top of the line. What else? Yeah, if you have any comments about, if you want any information on a Moo metal cap, flex cup, yeah, and a breastplate, just message me on the board. And let me see what I use for the flex cup now, because there's 2 cups. There's a cup that has a hard cup, which is I use for bed, and then I have a flex cup when I'm out and about. The more I help people, the more I discover things, on this technology and their tactics, as well as their operation and how they do it, and what because they're above us all day, so I'm starting to pick up things. It starts to get a little simple when they're not getting damaged and broken down and sent to rabbit holes. But what I use is a shock doctor for the flex cup. Works really good. I'm wearing one right now, and it's comfortable. Okay. I use the jock strap that I use is a P-Tex. Okay, you can get them at Dick's. That's a sporting goods store for maybe the East Coast people. They're really nice. The cup is magnificent. I mean, geez. Also, what I'm adding now to the cups is Moo metal insert that go inside, outside, and then you put the magnets over on top, and that way it redirects. It really doesn't need that, but just in freaking case, because you got to remember, if you've been to Target for a certain amount of time, I'm talking like years, you know. I only been targeted for I think three now, almost well three something, maybe four. I don't know. At this point, I'm over it. You know, I'm ready to fight them. Um, but I'm also at a point where I need to start helping people to shake them and say, hey, this is what works. You know, if you're a hardcore target like I was, you will get this. If you're a light target, I mean, hey, I mean, get some moo metal, put on your, you know, cap or whatever, and but you know, you never know. But the hard targets, we know it's all bad. They hit you in all kinds of sorts of ways and directions, and they don't care. They just bombard you. Um, you know. So, anyways, um, that's pretty much, you know, says it all right there. Um, where else? Where else? Where else? Where else? Yeah, I think I said that. All right. Yeah, just if you want to PM me, I mean that's perfect. But that's the start of the Magneto 6 Moo, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. Might be a tad bit lighter, but so what? Oh, that's the point. But you only at first, depending on how long you've been targeting, what kind of hits you get, and your activities and stuff, your habits. Um, you know, to be honest, you know, if you're a person that just kicks it on the sofa and maybe watches TV, or you know, goes on the line or on the internet and do research or whatever you're doing, you know, you might want to get the Magneto Gold, you know, or Medusa's Wrath. The Medusa's Wrath is top of the line. There's a few. When I start building that, I'll come up with that video. And I mean, I already had the mock-up, and it has like, because I install or mold the moo metal inside and out, and same thing with the copper. So it's going to be copper and moo metal, and on the outside, you know, it's going to be mirrored, and it might be a little bling bling, you know, but hey, you know, I mean, shoot, you know, if it's shielding you and it's protecting your brain from any kind of continuous pain, then yeah, I'm wearing it. I don't care what people think. At least it's a nice piece of artwork as well. I mean, at least it ain't no tinfoil curled up. You know, like, I mean, don't use that. That's an antenna right there. I mean, ha ha ha. But you know, at least my tinfoil hat looks pretty badass. You know, and people seen it that are not target individuals, and you know, they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, and you know, I just tell them, you know, I'm hypersensitive, you know, to a lot of EMFs and, you know, electricity and just dirty energy, and you know, it's just, hey, doctor's orders, and you know, I mean, that's all you really need to do is just explain it, you know, correctly, you know, just don't say any other thing else that makes you look like a little woo woo, yeah, you know, because we're not. I think that pretty much. Oh, I also have I make a shield for like at night, you know, because I know they like to hit your eyes, and it hurts. But you just take a sheet of moo metal to your helmet, and what you do is you shape it to your helmet to the front, and then you take you know, like a magnet on one side and a magnet on the other side, and you just freaking you put it on your shield and click click. There you go, bam. But if you want, I mean, you know, I could do that as well. I offer that, and also in the back of the helmet, I'm adding it's a nickel graphite rubber, and I'm getting a roll of it. It's really expensive, and I have to buy. The minimum is like 10 feet. I don't think I'm going to use a lot of that, but maybe one of these days, if I shield my house, I think I'm going to use it to be the buffer in between the moo metal and the copper. I think that's going to work pretty amazingly. So anyways, but you take that and you put it in the back, you attach it to the back of your helmet. So when you dip the front like that of the helmet to block them, or if you got a shield, the back end, you know, right here, gets kind of open. So I had them when I dipped it, and I was like, I get a bit, but it wasn't major, because the magnet's energy is gonna flow out, far, but not far enough. And then I was like, oh, all right. And then I had to, fix my helmet, slide it back so it covered it. But so I'm gonna put the rubber piece in the back so it's flexible, and so that way you just really cover that area. You gotta remember the face. You think that you're not being shielded and it's open. You gotta remember that's incorrect, because the magnet's energy. I can get a gauze from in this area where there's no magnets of the helmet, and the gauze level is just going off like crazy. So I mean, it does provide shielding right there, but that's why you throw in the moo metal, and there you go. All set. I think that pretty much wraps it up. All right, my TI family, striving for solutions. Remember, always refuse, resist. Peace.